we are going to start. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to this International Day. First of all, I'm going to introduce myself and my colleague. My name is Roger P, and I'm the Director of Personal Banking in Catalonia, in Personal Banking section in Catalonia in Banc de Sabadell. And my colleague is David Fernandez, and he is Personal Banking Director in the main office of Barcelona. We are going to talk about some financial and non-financial tips that the expat community can have once you arrive in Barcelona. But first of all, let me explain a personal story that happened to me when I was younger, because I'm still young, right? And I wanted to share with you. In my 20s, I went to live in London, like many other young people do. And I can say it was a real drama when I wanted to open an account in a foreign country. Why was that? Because many reasons, but I was young. I had no idea about financial stuff, okay? And people were talking in a language that was not my first language, right? So every contract and every financial conversation I had to have with the person I had in front of was really difficult. I can also tell that was even more dramatic when I wanted to close my bank account in HSBC in London, in the city, because it took me like 3 more trips to London when I was already living in Barcelona, okay, to try to close my bank account. Okay, so my experience when I was abroad was really hard for me. So today we are going to give, as I said, some financial tips that Banc Sabadell considers that can give. Once you arrive in Barcelona, like an expat or as an international client, okay, you have to do many things, right? Like paperwork, okay, like trying to find a house for buy or renting, like maybe you need to find some school for your children, like maybe you need help for your legal and financial advices, etc., right? This is something that you can have already you arrive in Barcelona, okay? So we can say now that Banc Sabadell is the best bank to be at, okay? Because we place ourselves in your shoes because we know exactly what you need and what you deserve. Because we've been working with international clients and expat community for long years right now. Okay, first of all, we need to know where we are, who you are, sorry, okay? You could be an employee, you could be an entrepreneur, or you could be an investor. And depending on what you are, we can help you depending on who you are. And here I will pass the word to my colleague David, who will explain you about this characteristic process. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Roger. Well, I'm David Hernandez. I'm Personal Banking Director in the main office of Banc Sabadell. And now I'm going to explain you what solutions we can offer you depending on which profile do you have as international client. You can be an employee that comes to work in a company, in a Spanish company, or you can be an expat. You can be an entrepreneur, a self-employed, or a startup that you want to set up a new company here, or that you want to take the company that you are having outside here. Or you can be an investor that you are interested in real asset business or investment funds or pensions. We will help you in all this process. Let's see the first profile. If you are an employee, the first thing that you will need is opening a bank account, and here we have the documentation needed in order to do it. You can be a resident, or you are a resident or non-resident. If you are a resident and European Union citizen, you just will need your NIE. If you are from outside the European Union, you will need to take the TIE, that is the foreign identity card. As non-resident, you will need always the passport and the tax identification number in your country of residence. In Banc Sabadell, we offer as well protection for your belongings and for yourself, with home protection and with health protection. Or home insurance, it can be for tenants and for owners, and it's very important because it includes a protection of civil liability of 300,000 euros. And then we have the health insurance that provides you the best health care for you and for your family. As employee, you can need as well to, to drive a car. And here we have BS Auto Renting. BS Auto Renting, you can have a car with all included in just one monthly installment, and you don't have to worry for anything else. Of course, we offer finance for all your projects. You can want to purchase a house here in Spain. We will accompany you in all the process with our mortgages. And then we have our personal loans and all the studies loans. We have the master loan, a course loan for university, or overseas studies loan. If you are the second profile and you are an entrepreneur, here is the documentation that it would be needed for opening a bank account. The company can be resident or non-resident, and depending that, the documentation is different. If you are resident, we will need the constitution deed and powers, the NIE, and the proof of activity. And if for a non-resident company, we will need the constitution deed and powers legalized by a convention, the passport, the TIN, and the proof of activity. And finally, the third profile that we have seen before is if you are an investor, the documentation is the same that we have seen before for an individual. Here we will need as well a proof of income, but the documentation, it depends if you are resident or not resident, and if you are a European Union citizen or not. And we provide as well all the assessment needed to contract a mortgage and purchase your house here in Spain.
Okay, so we've seen if you are an employee or an investor or an entrepreneur, what are the services, the financial services we can give. But also you have to know that we have like services 24 hours in many languages, okay? So you can be related with Banc Sabadell as many ways, with your mobile application, with our website page, with our branches all over the country, with our brochures, our Sabadell TV, with you can be updated with your markets, evolution of the markets, or have further information about some products and services that David has explained us about with our social media or ATM or cash points, okay? Our branches, many specific branches are welcome branches, and I will further explain more a little bit of this. But as I said, all our brochures are always in different languages, and in our stand it's in the middle of this area. You will see that all our information are in different languages, okay? And as if you don't know, all our branches are always in blue. Okay, we are Banc de Sabadell, and we will find us everywhere and in many corners around the city. As I said, welcome branches. This is very important for expat community and for international clients, right? Here you have a list, okay, of the offices that are welcome offices. What does it mean? It means that in these offices, you always will find a person who speaks your language, mostly English, French, and German, basically English, of course, but you will also have people who speak French and German, and all the documentation, all the contracts always are printed in your own language, in the language you prefer, that to make sure that you understand exactly what you are signing or asking for, right? Just to let you know, Banc Sabadell, we take care for expat community and international clients, so we are in a lot of events that happens not only in the city, but in the main cities in the country. But we have to say that in Barcelona is where everything happens as a big city. So we try to be always in the main events that are related to the international clients or expat community. The welcome service, related with the welcome branches, you can find online our welcome service that it's always in English, French, and German. And it's not only with financial stuff, it will explain you and help you with some non-financial advices and stuff. And you will be able to look for and read more about the key account, that it's a type of account that you can have, or expansion account, or loans and mortgages and everything you might need. So till here, we've been talking about the financial stuff you might need as international client. Let's talk about now, very briefly, of non-financial services, like as an expat you might need. Okay, so Bank Sabadell collaborates with many companies that will help you and guide you with all these non-financial services you will need, like legal for immigration, corporate business and private law, like taxes or labor or accounting. If you are an employee, right, we will guide you with our collaborators to the immigration work, like NIE and resident permits, with the social security, tax and local registration, with your driving license, okay, you might need an exchange of your driving license, with your public health service. We have an insurance like David has already explained, okay, personal income tax filing, special tax status, or legal advices. This is as an employee with the companies that we can collaborate of. As an entrepreneur, okay, the company that collaborates with you will guide you to decide what's better for you, because you could be a self-employed or constituting a limited company, which we call here with SL, right? So depending on what you need, it's better to be a self-employed or constituting a limited company. They will also help you with the social security registration as an autónomo or régimen general, with the bookkeeping, tax compliance and filing, corporate tax advice and planning, payroll and monthly social security filing, and legal advices. And at last, and this is all for today in here, sorry. Thank you for listening and thank you for coming. I hope it was clear for you to understand what Bank Sabadell can offer to you. And I don't know if there is any question or anything you might like to know. If not, I think everything was really clear. We are in the stand, as I said, from Bank Sabadell. We have information to give you. If you are interested, we will be very pleased to welcome you and inform you and help you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.